Which one of these Pokemon technically have no weaknesses? Is it Spiritomb, Electros, Hisuian Zoroark, Shedinja, or Marshadow? Stay tuned for the right answer. Today I'll be going over more Pokemon that need a second type. Disclaimer though, this is my opinion and it's completely normal for you to disagree with me. After all, Lance himself said not all dragon Pokemon are the dragon type, even if they should be. But I just think it's fun to discuss this with you guys and I enjoy reading all of your comments and ideas, so just let me know what you think. Alright, starting off strong with Sinnoh. Last time I talked about how fairy Pokemon for the most part are pink, cute, and feminine. Well, I'm also going to continue that here. I don't think people would mind this next Pokemon to be water and fairy type. The Finneon line is very pretty, pink, and feminine. It can learn 4 fairy type moves. I think the Finneon line fits perfectly into the fairy aesthetic. Alright, moving on to the legendary trio of Uxie, Mesprit, and Azel. This trio from Sinnoh is often called the Lake Trio, the Lake Fairy Trio, or the Lake Guardian Trio. This trio to me seems like it should be absolutely the fairy type. They are very cute and learn a lot of fairy type moves. I personally think it would fit very well with their design, and nobody would really complain about it because it just seems so natural. Cresselia is another Pokemon from Sinnoh. She's obviously very moon inspired. The moon is fairy oriented for some reason in Pokemon. Moves like Moonlight and Moonblast and Clefairy, who is a fairy Pokemon, also have to do a lot with the moon. Point being, I think Cresselia could pass off as a fairy type. It's a pretty pink Pokemon and most fairy type Pokemon are just like that. Of course, just because a Pokemon is cute and pink doesn't mean it's necessarily a fairy type, but I think Cresselia can make such an amazing fairy type Pokemon. Our last Sinnoh Pokemon is Darkrai. I personally think it would be perfect as a Ghost Dark type. This Pokemon has a ghastly appearance and can learn 7 Ghost type moves. And in the anime and movie, it's animated like an apparition, so it would perfectly fit Darkrai. Alright, going over to Unova for our last Pokemon. I think Munna is another prime example of a fairy type Pokemon. It's so pink, cute, and feminine, it's actually insane how it didn't get the fairy type in Generation 6. It can even learn fairy type moves. I know today was mostly a video about pink Pokemon who can be fairy types, but I really think these are good choices. I mean, it really fits the fairy aesthetic. But what do you think? Which single type Pokemon do you think should have a second type? What did you think about my picks? Let me know in the comments down below. The Pokemon who technically has no weaknesses is Electros. This Pokemon is an electric type, meaning it's only weak to ground, but since the ability it has is Levitate, it ignores ground moves. Some abilities and moves can change that, but it's not that common to find yourself in that situation. If you got it right, comment down below a donut emoji. If you want to see more content like this, then hit the subscribe button and drop a like. Check out my other videos and the playlist on screen right now. Thanks for watching. See ya.